Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Simon and today I'm back with a video that I have not done for ages, but I used to do as a kind of occasional series, and that is to have a cuppa and a catch up with you about all things bookish. I guess kind of what's been going on, and then really sort of well, I was going to say what's coming before the end of the year, but I want to ask you what you'd like to see before the end of the year, plus some other bits of bookish admin, all that kind of stuff, and maybe a sprinkling of plans for 2025, because I have started to think about that. Anyway, go grab yourself a cuppa or refreshments of your choice. I'm currently being fueled by Lemsip still. I thought, having had my flu and my COVID boosters, I would be immune to everything. Clearly not. There seems to be a nasty little cold going around that vanishes and then comes back worse and vanishes and comes back worse. So yeah, not sponsored by Lemsip, but currently would be happy to be. Anyway, so yeah, I thought we would just have a catch up. I probably won't actually drink any of this after this one small sip. Sorry, I did do a bit of a slurp there, apologies. Because I'll be chatting to you a lot. We've got some interesting autumnal light. It snowed today and it's that sort of hazy autumnal snowy day sunshine going on, which is quite lovely. I'm not complaining, but I do, I'm a bit picky about light on my videos. I'm not bothered about anybody else's for some reason, but particularly mine. So it is lovely to have a chat with you because it feels like it's been quite a long time. The last time I filmed a video for the channel was not last Saturday actually, but the one before, when Mum and I filmed our Booker Prize predictions, and now I've forgotten to have a copy of Orbital with me. 1 second, because I also need another prize-winning book. Honestly, Simon, piss poor preparation right there. Right, he's back and he has the right props with him now. So, yeah, last time I filmed was with Mum and we were talking about our rankings and predictions for the Booker Prize winner. The Booker Prize winner has since been announced and it was Orbital by Samantha Harvey, and I am really pleased for this to have won, and for Samantha particularly to have won, because she is a phenomenal author. I have read all of her books bar one, which I realised I didn't actually have on my shelf, so have bought, and I'm going to read, and then if you'd like me to, and hopefully it'll be quite soon, because I'm aware that, it's not exactly like it's got to be super duper timely, but I think it would be quite nice with her having won to maybe do like a guide to, if you've read Samantha Harvey through Orbital and you'd like to read more, where to go and what, like, I don't know, an author spotlight video, I guess. So yeah, if you're keen for that, let me know in the comments down below. But I think she's a phenomenal writer. Some of the prose in here is absolutely gorgeous. And if you've seen that video, you'll know that I had a really hard time deciding if this was my number 2 choice or not. And I did wobble as I filmed, but yeah, it was something that I had been thinking about. Anyway, she's won. I'm thrilled for her. I think it's a fab book. And yeah, so I thought I'd mention that. And because I'm being super duper timely and with it and having my finger on that pulse, the publishing pulse, a huge congratulations to Anne Michaels with Held, which has just won the Giller Prize, which wasn't one of my favourites on the shortlist, but is a book that I really enjoyed when I read it and found the writing beautiful. I thought what she did in so few pages in terms of look at a family dynasty and how our family's past can sometimes infiltrate the choices we make or the careers that we go into and stuff. I thought that was really interesting, what we inherit, I guess, from previous generations in all sorts of ways. Yeah, I thought this was a fab book, and I do want to head to, is it The Winter Vault is the one that I've not read? I think it is, at some point, because I have read Fugitive Pieces, which won the Women's Prize. So yeah, that was announced last night. Very thrilled for her. So yes, that was when I last filmed, and I guess since I haven't spoken to you since then, so I won't have said what a lovely time Mum and I had hosting the inaugural Women's Prize Book Club with Susanna Clark, where we talked about Piranesi and Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Plus, Susanna recommended us a book from the Women's Prize Library of longlisted, shortlisted or winning books, and we then recommended one to her. And if you missed that, it is still available to get tickets for. And I should say, the reason it's ticketed is because the Women's Prize Trust, who run the Women's Prize, are a charity, and so all the money that is made from that goes back into the charity. And yeah, and with Story House, that's also a charity, so that's why tickets for the events, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we had a lovely time. Mum said it was like a proper pinch yourself entire day. We were there for the whole of Women's Prize Day, ending in the inaugural Women's Prize Book Club at Story House. And yeah, it was just fab. There was like a workshop, a writing workshop at the beginning, run by Aisha Malik, who I adore. Then there was a panel from some of the winners of Discoveries, and also Aisha and Harriet from Dead Ink. And then there was a really interesting discussion on what it's like to be a judge with Louise Minchin and Irenison Koji, which I think is going to be an event that you can get tickets for to watch the streaming of in due course, I think. So do go and support them, because it is, like I said, a charity, and it's fab. And well, you know how much I love the Women's Prize, I don't need to go on about it. But speaking of that, we have announced who the next guest will be in January, and I am properly, I've got my fingers on the pulse, but I'm about to pinch myself because I can't believe I'm going to be in conversation with Sarah Waters about Fingersmith and all 4 of the books that she has been longlisted and shortlisted for the Women's Prize from her fabulous back catalogue. But Fingersmith is one that we're going to be focusing on. I've still not read this. Please don't tell me the twist, because I know there is one, and somebody did do that a couple of years ago when I was going to read it for Christmas. I've forgotten it now. I don't want to be reminded of it. But yeah, I haven't read this yet, and I'm super duper duper excited, and looking forward to having a bit of a Sarah Waters reading. I can't decide whether I've read all bar 2 of Sarah's books, Fingersmith and Tipping the Velvet. I've read all the others, and I feel like they would be really good. And I don't normally like fiction on audio, but I feel like they would be really good audio books. So I think I might have a bit of a project to read the 2 I haven't read and then head to the others on audio. I think that would be fun. So if you want to have a little bit of a Sarah Waters binge book club with me, feel free. I don't know if I'll sort of work out exact dates that I'm planning on reading them. This will be a book that I head to in the new year though, and I'm hoping to get one of the new editions of it because they're stunning, but we'll come to those in a minute, because I will talk about Sarah Waters again. But what I didn't say is that event will be on the 28th of January. It will be live at Story House, but also live streamed from Story House, and you can get tickets from Story House for the bums on seats one, you can get tickets from the Women's Prize for the bums on your own seat at home one, and it'd be lovely if you joined us. And yeah, we'll get questions to Sarah and all sorts. So yeah, that was the penultimate event of the year. Tomorrow I have my final event of 2024, my final author event of 2024, and I will be interviewing once more the lovely Jonathan Coe about The Proof of My Innocence, which is a really inventive, both cozy but also really thought-provoking novel, and it riffs off the cozy crime phenomenon, but also it riffs off autofiction, and it riffs off dark academia. And I had the pleasure of interviewing him a couple of Fridays ago. Was it the Friday before? Yeah, the Friday before Women's Prize Day. And I'll be talking to him in Manchester tomorrow night if you happen to be in the area and you'd like to come along. And then that's it for 2024. No more author interviews. And because I've already read this, no more books that I need to read for work. In fact, I only have 2 more books that I have to read at all, and they are for Patreon book club. So I thought I'd mention them because next Wednesday, the 27th, I believe it is, we will be meeting on Zoom to talk about Leg by Greg Marshall, which is perfect for non-fiction November, as it is a memoir and is queer and about disability and apparently quite saucy and naughty. I haven't got to it yet. I feel like I've been a bit jinxed this. We were meant to talk about it earlier this month, but I just got too busy with reading for work. I realised that since the beginning of October to the beginning of November, I interviewed over 20 authors in the space of, I think it was 5 or 6 weeks, which is like mad. I'd never ever been that busy with author events. I'm thrilled I was. It was all a joy. There were no duds to read for any of it. I got to interview fabulous authors, but it was definitely quite a time alongside, admittedly a part-time one, but my part-time day job. So yeah, I've learned some valuable things. I had a fabulous time, learned some valuable lessons. Probably will still do it again next autumn. Autumn does get busy for book events and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, so this was postponed from then, and we'll be talking about this on Wednesday next week. And then on Wednesday, I want to say the 13th of December. I could be wrong, but it's the second Wednesday of, is it the 13th? It might be the 12th. Anyway, it's the second Wednesday of December. We'll be meeting on Zoom to talk about the last book of book club, my Patreon book club for 2024, and that is Northwards by Daniel Mason, as you'll have guessed, because I've been holding it up for a while before I said it, because I went off in a tangent in my own head, let alone in front of all of you. So yeah, really looking forward to this. I've heard amazing things about it, and so yeah, intrigued for it. And then book club will be meeting on the 1st of January to do our favourite and least favourite books of the entire year. Every quarter we have one book club where we meet to talk about our least favourite and favourite books of that quarter, and they're so much fun, because I think it's really fascinating hearing people talk about books they really don't like. Sometimes I therefore want to go and read them, and I'm just like bonkersly intrigued by why people dislike something so much, but also it's just really lovely to hear about books that people love too. So that's all. Well, I was going to say that is all the planned reading that I've got. I think I am going to try and head to Tipping the Velvet before Christmas. So I think this is going to be a December read. And on the subject of December, I would love to know in the comments down below what videos you would like to see in December, because I have a plan in December and I am going to be doing Vlogmas this year, but I'm not going to be doing a vlog every single day. I'm not insane. I love the fact that people do, because it provides me great content to watch, but I find it absolutely exhausting. But what I am going to do is every Sunday in December, or throughout December, I will do a vlog of the week that was and what I've been doing, what I've been reading. It'll involve the short story advent calendar, because I'll be reading one of those every day, although actually I'm going to be going away for a little bit in December, so I'll probably have to catch up after I come back from that mini break. Anyway, all of that stuff will be included in those vlogs. I have, well, firstly a question about Vlogmas, in the fact that the first Sunday of December is December the 1st. Now, should I do a vlog of the last week of November, or actually technically from Thursday onwards till the 1st of December for that vlog, or should I start filming on the 1st of December and then share the vlogs the couple of weeks after that? I will say my plan is at the moment to bring vlogs back after December into 2025 and try to do vlogs every Sunday, and then a different video on Thursday every week, and then potential videos here and there on Tuesdays. Although also I'm umming and ahhing about whether I want to do a wrap up on the last day of the month, and I'm going to try something very different with wrap ups in December. That's all I'm going to tell you, little teaser. And I won't be doing a haul, because with the vlogs I'm going to show you what arrives as it arrives in those vlogs. So that was my question with vlogs, is firstly, would you like me to do the final 7 days of November as a vlog for the first Sunday of December, or do I start filming Vlogmas on the 1st of December? I will give you a little teaser though, because there are some lovely things happening next week, and I am doing vlogs over on Patreon already, because, well, let's not lie, this week is all about one of my favourite books ever, Wicked, because the movie is coming out on Friday. Pip and I are booked to see it. It's the third showing of the day at one specific cinema that we really love, so we're going to go and see that. And actually on Thursday I'm going to be going for a 6 course, taster menu inspired by Wicked at a restaurant where I'm going to be having a catch up with my lovely friend Holly Ringland, who's over from Australia. So there's going to be some wicked stuff going on. Plus I've got a really nice trip to London coming up next week and a trip to Birmingham, and I'm seeing lots of lovely people. So that could make a lovely first vlog, but it isn't technically December, so therefore not technically Vlogmas. I've just gone off on a huge tangent there, because what I also wanted to ask you was, I have, I think, about 4 or 5 slots left for videos this year, sorry, in December. And so I would really like to know in the comments down below any videos that you would like to see. Not anything to do with bookshelves, sorting the shelves. The library is an absolute state again at the moment, and I need to really sort of have quite a tough time with myself culling in the lead up to the beginning of the new year, because I want all my shelves to be sorted. And then the plan is the decorating that I was going to do this summer, I will hopefully do. I'm thinking February is quite a nice time to do it because it's before my birthday in March. February is a bit of a gloomy month for everyone, so actually like sorting out and reinvigorating the library might be quite nice to do then. But yeah, so that's where we are at with the library. Oh, going back to Wicked, which is a book that I don't think I've really talked about on this channel that much, and I do absolutely love it. It's one of my absolute favourite books ever. I have a copy of Son of a Witch, the sequel, that Gregory Maguire drew alphabet in for me because he knew how much I loved the books. Anyway, it is one of my all-time favourite books, and because, and I can't quite believe this has happened, we have gone over 30,000 subscribers on this channel, which honestly just blows my mind. It is utterly bonkers, but utterly lovely, and I can't thank you all enough, because like, I won't lie, like YouTube has been quite instrumental in my career and getting really exciting things to happen in my life, so I am forever grateful to it. And what I'm thinking of doing, even though my patrons didn't think that I could do this, well, I'm going to show them, and hopefully all of you, although maybe I won't because it could go horribly wrong. But what my plan was to do for a sort of celebratory video to mark that was not a Q&A, though if you want me to do one of those, let me know in the comments down below, and any questions you'd like to ask me, because I can, if I don't do a Q&A, I can insert them into the vlogs in December. But what I'm going to do is a 30 of my favourite books in under 30 minutes video, all the 30s. And yeah, I thought that'd be really good fun. And I decided that I'm going to do all the books that I've read, not all the books that I've read ever, but the 30 favourites can be books from my entire reading life, not just my years on BookTube. I feel like it might be quite nice for you to hear about books like Wicked that, I mean, nobody really needs to hear more about Wicked at the moment because there's loads of wickedness about, which is wicked. But yeah, I thought it'd be really nice to kind of chat about some books that I haven't mentioned on the channel before, but also maybe bring some greatest hits back into conversation is kind of what I'm thinking. Anyway, that's a video that I'm planning on doing. Let me know if you like that idea, but also if there's anything else you'd like to see me do for like a sort of celebration of 30,000 subscribers. Honestly, it has blown my mind quite a bit, and I was very excited and quite emotional when it happened, which sounds mad because I've always said that numbers don't like matter, but clearly a little bit they do, even though they don't, if you know what I mean. Anyway, moving on. So that's something else I wanted to talk about. Now, is there anything else? I've mentioned that I'm going to do Vlogmas, but with like, the way I'm seeing it is, I used to love how Lauren Wade used to do Vlogmas because she did those weekly vlogs, so I'm kind of doing a homage to that. I really miss her channel. Prompts. So that's the only other bit of reading I've got to do before the end of the year is complete this year's Savage reading prompts. Then what I think I'm going to do is a video where I go through all of them and how I got on with them, plus ask for your next set of prompts. Now they will be a bit different from before, partly because there are some prompts I've enjoyed much more than others, which sounds harsh because I don't mean that in a nasty way, because like I'm always appreciative that lots of you send them in, but like this year, the one where it was an author with the same name as you, I really struggled with, and it got me a bit grumpy. I was like, these are meant to be fun. But the ones that I had the most fun with were, I just think the one with a book with a volcano on the cover and the one with a snake on the cover, I just thought they were fantastic. But we have had some feedback, Mum and I, that some of the vlogs are unintentionally a little bit, I guess privileged is the bluntest way of putting it, and I hadn't thought this through, but things like where have you been on holiday? We can't assume everyone has been abroad anywhere. And that's, sorry, where have you been abroad on holiday? Because like you might have been on holiday somewhere near you, but also you might not have. So I think we need to have a little bit of a think about that and how we do that, but also even like a book, you know, with some link to your personal family life, whatever, can be tricky for some people, and I hadn't even thought about that. So yeah, I think we want some sort of more, what's the word, challenging yet slightly generic prompts. So if you've any suggestions for any of those, you can start suggesting them now, but I think probably that's when I'll do a call out. I think Mum will do a call out on her channel as well, though we haven't actually talked about it. We were going to try and film a prompt and a sort of asking for prompts video together, but we're now not going to see each other until Christmas. And what we'd like to do is be able to record pulling the prompts out of the prompt jar, which is just there, and film that over Christmas so that we can put that out maybe towards the end of December so that people can start reading the prompts from January, because January is going to be here before we know it. So that was one thing that I want to mention, prompts. Anything else? I am starting to plan 2025. Like I said, I want to do vlogs on Sundays and then do another video on Thursdays, but we'll see. I just want to get a bit more balance and routine, I think. And I definitely want to give Instagram a bit of a revamp. I really find at the moment I'm struggling with Instagram, in the fact that I always feel like I'm completely behind, and the whole thing of it being Insta, I never do that. I'm generally like Latergram. In fact, maybe they should have a separate app for Latergram where you're just constantly trying to catch up with things. But I will say I have joined Blue Sky and I'm loving that, although I have been slightly overwhelmed because I think like when people started to switch properly, was it earlier this week, or what day is it today? Well, it's Tuesday, so it can't have been earlier this week. Maybe it's the weekend people really started to switch. And I think I had like 20 followers or something, and now it's suddenly gone to a lot more than that, and I haven't been able to catch up, so I feel quite rude because I know there's some people that I know IRL that might have followed me that I haven't followed back yet, but at some point I will go back and catch up on that. But just to say, I'm on Blue Sky now. If any of you are on there, do join me. I don't know why I'm holding it up there because I don't think I'll have put a picture in there because I don't really want to edit this video, but yeah, I'll put that in my description box, along with, as always, my, well, the artist formerly known as Twitter, which I'm not leaving officially. Like, I'm not deleting it, but I am slowly leaving it. I think at some point I'll just have a post saying find me elsewhere, probably from the start of next year. But yeah, my Instagram, my Patreon, as I mentioned, join for book club, join for weekly sub shenanigans, join just as a, you know, savage snapshots, whatever. The options are all below. Plus my wish list with Christmas are coming. That's always linked below too. I actually sorted that out the other day, and that was quite a time. I don't know how some of those books ended up on there. I think I sometimes use it as oh, I've seen someone rave about that. I'll save that just in case. Anyway, that I should say is only books that I can't get in the UK in an indie bookshop, because I think that is fair game. What else was I going to say? That was something, yeah, I'm just starting to think about next year and sort of how I want things to go. But to recap, because I feel like there was other stuff that I wanted to talk about, but I haven't. But to recap, do feel free to book tickets in real life or online for me and Sarah Waters in Conversation in January. I should say that Mum isn't going to be there, not because it's part of Story House Queer and Mum isn't queer, and so we therefore said, no, Louise, you're not allowed, but because he's actually going to be in Sri Lanka without me, which is quite upsetting because we did originally make a pact that we were going to go together, but now she's going on her own, and so I think fair dues that I get to interview Sarah by myself. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Also, I would love to know any videos that you would like to see before the end of the year. And what other questions did I ask? I would like to know any potential prompt ideas you've got, and there was something else, wasn't there? I should have made notes. I was thinking this earlier. I was like, you really need to make some notes before you film this video, Simon. Going rogue is never a good look on you, but I've already forgotten stuff. But hopefully you'll have seen this video to this point and have remembered all the questions that maybe I've forgotten. But yeah, I'd love to know how you're all doing. I'd love to know how you're sort of, oh, that's what I was going to say about, there is a weird thing thinking about 2025 where I was saying the other day, like, I'm beginning to wind down because all of my events will have finished after tomorrow for the year. In terms of, well, author events, I've got a few work events coming up too, but then things really start to wind down in December. But then I was also thinking, as I'm winding down, thinking, oh, come on, Simon, you need to shake things up a bit and start planning for next year and da-da-da-da-da. So yeah, that's going on. What's also, I guess, yeah, sort of working out, I think a big question that I've got for myself next year is, what sort of a reader am I now? Because when I was looking at my bookshelves the other day, I was like, oh, there's so much choice, but also at the same time, like, nothing was quite scratching my itch. And I think that's possibly because I have reached peak book stuff, book piles, bookshelves, peak TBR, which I've always seen this room as being like exciting, because it's all the reading journeys that I've got ahead in my life, fingers crossed. But actually at the same time, it's beginning to pitch into overwhelm. And I think what I'll do is I won't film anything as I unhaul stuff, because I just don't know how I feel about that. But what I will do is, once everything's boxed up and the room's been decorated, I will film sorting the library and how I sort it and all that kind of stuff. That's definitely some content for next year. But anyway, I've digressed. I've gone off on another tangent. I would like to know what you'd like to see video-wise with the spare video slots that I've got before the end of the year. Any new projects or anything you'd like to see for 2025, let me know that in the comments down below. Would you like a Samantha Harvey author spotlight video? That was the one that I'd forgotten about. Let me know that. Let me know of any sort of ideas of prompts, or how we can pitch prompts so that we get sort of prompts that can universally appeal to everyone but challenge people a little bit, but also be aware that, you know, wherever you've been on holiday abroad might not be something that everybody can do. And I do think it's remembering that, because I'd forgotten that myself personally. So yeah, it's a good reminder of that. And then there was something else. Oh, what would you like to see in terms of maybe doing anything special for 30,000 subscribers? Are there any questions you'd like to ask me that I could answer in a Q&A or in the vlogs? And that was what it was going to be. What would you like to see in the vlogs going forward as they return for Vlogmas and then beyond into 2025? Lots of questions for you, lots of waffle from me. I'm going to get some more Lemsip Himney before tonight, very excitingly, going to an event at the Reader in Liverpool in Calderstone's Mansion, where Francesca Bowman is going to be talking about Persephone books. Very excited for that. Anyway, yeah, that was my catch up with all of you. I hope you're all doing super duper well. And also, actually, if there are any books that you've read that you've really, really loved this year, that you think I would really, really love, like genuinely think would be absolute Simon catnip, and why, I'd love to know that in the comments down below, because that might help both in terms of me, I was going to say I'm trying to get rid of books, but also getting more books. But it'd be interesting to hear the books that you think I really enjoy, as I'm asking myself that question of sort of what sort of a reader am I now and sort of going into 2025. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. I hope you're all doing as well as can be. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the lovely chats we have. Let's keep them going in the comments down below. Don't forget, down below are the links to my Blue Sky, my Instagram, my Patreon, my wishlist, all those things. And I will see you in another video very soon, Thursday. I'm going to be talking about some of my favourite non-fiction books and calling myself out on something in that field. Oh, there's a teaser. Right, I'll see you all soon. Bye.